The 7 levels of Jailbreak cars, starting with...
Oh my god, bro.
Level 1, the worst in the game. It's the Camaro. Now, whilst other tiers are open to having multiple cars, it's only acceptable for level 1 to truly be everyone's starting point in the game. It's a complete bucket of bolts that we're all forced to use early game. If you could call a car uninspiring on the road, this would be it. Back in 2017, there was actually a police Camaro, which has now been removed, but at least it used to be a little bit faster. Design-wise, it's kind of limited. It's not bad, but compared to some of the other cars you see on the road, it kind of just makes you miserable driving it. I feel like this car's horrible stats contribute to Jailbreak's poor player retention, because genuinely I can see new players getting sick of this really quickly, which is why players should immediately look to investing a car in level 2. Now, to upgrade from the Camaro, there is a wide variety of cars that you only need to complete a few robberies or open a few airdrops to be able to afford. Example of these include the Model 3, the La Violette, the Pickup, or the Deja. Now, these cars are much better than the Camaro, whether that be on how they feel during driving, like the Deja's low grip allowing you to drift and slide everywhere, the Pickup just looking much cooler and being able to seat more, the La Violette's special feature, or the Model 3 just being much better when upgraded. Now, the cars in this tier pale in comparison to the cars you can get from hours of grinding and gameplay. When you consider that they really will only take about maybe 10 or 15 minutes to get, and compared to the Camaro, they are definitely worthy of being a tier above. Now let's get on to tier 3. Now at level 3, it's time for the grindy purchases. These are cars that you work hard for. I would honestly categorize them as anything between 50k and 300k. Just decent mid-range cars. The Challenger, the Matador, the Ray 9, the XRK, even the Boxer. Genuinely, I could go on for so long because there are so many cars that are mid-tier performance-wise. These cars will usually do a good job of getting you from A to B. And as mentioned earlier, the fact that there are so many good mid-tier cars means that it's not hard to find one that you both like aesthetically and performs decent as well. For me, back in 2017, the Matador, or then just known as the Lambo, was a perfect upgrade from the Model 3. However, after its various nerfs, I'd probably recommend the Challenger for any new players. It's 40k cheaper and it's really fun to drive after various retunes. This is probably the level with the widest range of cars, alongside level 6, which we'll get to soon. But for now, it's time for level 4. After playing the game for a while and grinding with your mid-tier obtainables, and maybe even getting to what I like to call 3.5, the real upper tier of obtainables, getting cars like the Eclair Roadster, you finally get your first taste of limited item. Level 4 covers the entirety of seasonal cars. Well, not the entirety, as there are a few very good exceptions which are going to be saved for probably the best level. Now, general seasonal cars can vary in quality, but the reason for their high placement on the tier is due to the current streak Jailbreak is on, as every modern seasonal vehicle is an absolute banger, whether that be aesthetically or performance-wise. Getting a seasonal car also allows you to have a decent asset when possibly considering trading in the future, and for now a car that easily places itself in the category either just above or at the level of some of the good tier obtainables in the game. The reason why I consider level 4 cars better than level 3 is because a lot of recent seasonal releases tend to have special features, like the Black Bear driving on water or the Cobra's turrets. Overall, if you get yourself a level 4 car in Jailbreak's modern era, you definitely have a good main to rely on for gameplay. Level 5 cars are the peak of grinding. In the modern era of Jailbreak, level 6 and... In the modern era of Jailbreak, level 6 cars and the cars of the level above don't really require the grind to get level 5 cars. You just kind of have to play it long term and try to afford them because they have much higher value than the cars I'm about to talk about. For level 5, you just have to drop everything and work long, hard shifts, robbing and doing airdrops and so on. Cars in this level include, but are not limited to, the Drone, the Army Heli, the Volt Bike, the Concept. These cars are all the best of the best when it comes to obtainables. And I get it, level 4 cars or seasonal cars, some of them have higher value. In fact, almost all of them have a higher value. But some of these cars are literally the meta. Some of these cars are literally the best in the game. The Volt Bike especially. I don't know where I'd be in grinding without having the Volt Bike. The Volt will get you from point A to B ridiculously fast, and others like the Drone and the Concept will just make the game so much more easy. The Crew Transport and the Concept and the Army Heli are really good. The fact is, if you get some of these level 5 cars, it will make playing the game and grinding much easier, which will then allow you to constantly get cars in the higher tiers. Now, speaking of the higher tiers, Just kidding, it's level 5.5. Now, I didn't want to make this video without leaving out the tank and the sloop. The cars cost $1 million each and take hours of grinding, but they're just for trolling purposes, because they're pretty much worth nothing compared to the good expensive obtainables. But to be honest, the reason why I put them at 5.5 is because I have so much more fun using the sloop to grind than a vault. And seriously, it can't hurt to get the tank and just mess around with it. Anyways, it's time for the real level 6. Now remember earlier how I said level 6 was the level with the widest variety alongside level 3? Because this tier is limited vehicles. I don't mean the good limiteds or the bad limiteds, just the decent ones. Unfortunately, there's not enough space in 7 levels to represent bad limiteds, so just take them as an omission. Cars like the Fiasco belong in level 2, cars like the Shell Classic belong in level 3, so on and so forth. I mean decent limiteds, the Scorpions, the Orions, the Moltons, the Parisians. Cars that, although maybe beaten out by some of the heavy hitters in tiers below, like the Eclair, the Roadster, you get it, performance-wise, their value is the reason for this level placement, as one Macron alone could get you all the best obtainables in the game. Value is important, and I'm not going to overlook it in this ranking either. Getting your first limited can be a result of letting a level 4 seasonal car appreciate, and then trading it off for an older limited with a similar value, or it can be a result of finessing your way to a good deal using obtainables in the game. Level 6 cars are respected.
Respect.
If you hop into Power 1 in a packed server, it at least shows your dedication to the game, as you can't get these type of cars out of thin air. They take a lot of grinding. Guys, we are so close to 3,000 subscribers. Come on! And when I hit 3,000, I will not be doing a car giveaway, I will not be doing a Robux giveaway, and I will certainly not be giving away anything. But if you do want good videos, well, I think the choice is yours. So go ahead and subscribe. Anyways, it's time for level 7. Level 7, this is it. The absolute final level. The best limited cars in the game. Occasionally, Badimo will add exclusive limited cars that will only be obtainable for a week, but will have stats so good that they immediately become some of the most sought after limiteds in the game. When you have these cars, there is really nowhere else to go car-wise. You have the most valued and the best performing cars, the best of both worlds. Some of the cars in this tier include the Beignet, the Javelin, and above all, the coveted Torpedo. The cars here make your experience playing the game feel more elite than just good on paper like level 5 would. Pretty much the same elite tier of performance, but the prestige is just way better. All the cars in this tier pretty much drive like a dream, with pretty much all of the high value limited cars being expensive for performance as well. My personal favorite will always be the Torpedo, but that's just because I happen to actually grind for my own all the way back in January 2019. So yeah, level 7 will always be the end goal for Jailbreak cars. You make it here, you definitely earned it. So thanks for watching. Level 8. And I know the thumbnail is inaccurate to this video, that's because I need a good click-through ratio. Give me a break. Level 8 is the Lear. I could not go without mentioning this. It's the best in the game. The Lear is quite literally unmatched in terms of grinding. It has stats comparable to the coveted Blade, which was added and removed in 2020, and it's the only truly unobtainable car for anyone in the game. If it will remain that way, who knows. But this has been Theo Gon. I hope you enjoyed my take on the 7 levels format. If you made it far, please subscribe. And yeah, dude, have a good day.